This is a weather briefing for 5 p.m. on Saturday, December 21st, 2013, concerning the winter storm impacting the area tonight. Winter storm warnings and advisories remain in effect for much of the area, with flood watches and warnings across southeast Missouri and southwest Illinois. Here's a look at the regional view of the winter storm headlines and the flood headlines further to the south. You can see the winter storm is impacting much of the Midwest with high impact to travel across the region. Closer to home, basically from central Missouri through northeast Missouri and west central Illinois, we have winter storm warnings where ice accumulation and then a little bit of snowfall later on tonight is anticipated. And then a strip from basically the I-44 corridor through up from Springfield to St. Louis, and then from 55 from St. Louis northward through Bloomington. There, in that stripe, we have freezing rain advisories and winter weather advisories. And here, basically, the temperature is dropping or has dropped to around 32 degrees, and we're starting to get some ice accumulation on power lines and trees, but most of the roads are actually in good condition because the ground temperature is quite warm. Further south than that, south of that 44 corridor in Missouri and 55 in Illinois, we have flood watches and flood warnings. The flood warnings are in this this brighter green color here. And in this region, anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rainfall has already occurred today, and some low water crossings and ponding of water in low water areas has been experienced. So flood warnings, aerial flood warnings, are in effect for this region here. Here's a look at the latest temperatures and surface map, and the temperatures are in red here. And what to key upon here is this black line is kind of where I drew where the freezing line is, and it's slowly sinking southward as this area of low pressure moves off to the northeast here. This area, this black line representing the freezing line, will continue to drag a little bit further south, and so we're anticipating that temperatures in the St. Louis area could fall to freezing, and again could have some minor ice accumulation on trees and power lines and such, and maybe some elevated surfaces such as bridges and overpasses could have some freezing. But the bigger concern obviously is further to the west, where temperatures are in the upper 20s to around 30 degrees, and in this region here where precipitation continues, ice accumulation will be much more prevalent, and even on roads, upwards of a third to a half inch of ice accumulation is anticipated out in this region here. Here's a look at the national radar, and there's a few things to point out here. This back here is the deformation zone, or where the snow is actually falling. Everything north of the black line is some kind of frozen precipitation. Here is snow, and then out here the warm air aloft is still causing the snowflakes to melt as they fall towards the ground. So it's freezing on contact because the temperature is below 32 degrees, and this is where the freezing rain is. To the south of that, a large area of rain and thunderstorms, even some severe thunderstorms down here in the south, are occurring. And then this feature right here is what we call the dry slot, and this is the dry air, the mid-level dry air punching into the system. And this is what we're going to time as it moves northeast, probably reaching the St. Louis area around 9-10 o'clock. And basically, this will end the precipitation from southwest to northeast across the region, with the heaviest snowfall anticipated north and west of that dry slot. So we'll show you that in just a few seconds here. So the forecast precipitation for the rest of tonight, you can see there's two areas of precipitation. The warm conveyor belt basically producing this rainfall here, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rainfall across the Ohio River Valley, and then the deformation zone from central Kansas up through Kirksville, Quad Cities towards Milwaukee. This is where the heaviest snowfall is going to be, is right in this region here. And the snowfall forecast kind of proves that out here. You can see anywhere from 6 to 8 inches, locally maybe 8 to 10 inches from north of Milwaukee to west of the Quad Cities back towards St. Joseph. This is where the heaviest snowfall is going to occur. We don't anticipate much snowfall in our area except for maybe northeast Missouri, where 1 to possibly 3 inches of snowfall may occur with this storm system. So just zooming in a little bit closer to home here, you can see all the precipitation as far as snowfall is concerned. It's going to be from central Missouri to west central Illinois, and the highest accumulations in northeast Missouri of 1 to possibly as much as 3 inches of snow. Again, the biggest threat for overnight is the storm ice accumulation, and that's where we have anywhere from a third to maybe as much as a half inch of ice accumulation could occur from Columbia and Jefferson City northeast towards Quincy and Bowling Green. Again, maybe some light glazing in this area here from the I-44 corridor up through the I-55 corridor in Illinois, but this would be mostly on trees and power lines and maybe some sidewalks and so forth. The major ice storm and the concern is definitely in this region from central Missouri to west central Illinois. This concludes the weather briefing for Saturday, December 21st, 2013. For questions and additional information, make sure you visit our website or call us at 636-441-8467.